longer? How much longer will you wait to believe in you? I'm not waiting no longer to believe in me and to believe what God has for me. Every single thing that you have seen in your mind's eye is for you. Hey, Tori, it's for you. And so, over the last couple of days, we've been talking about legacy and legacy building, right? And how important it is to be
To
late.
believe in you.
Hold on, somebody got some. All on.
I'm not waiting no longer to believe in me
Oh, I think I know what
and to
that
believe
is.
what God has for me.
There we go. I see where it is.
Every single thing that
There we go. That's a lag for Kurt. Let's lag like crazy. But that legacy we've been talking about, legacy building, building the things that are required in order for us to have the type of life that we are wishing for, believing for. Well, a part of that legacy, hey Rob, a part of that legacy that we must build, a part of that is our health. And I figure it being Well-Being Wednesday, Wealthy Well-Being Wednesday, we have to talk about our health. Because health really is the first wealth. And being healthy will help us to build a legacy that is lasting. Don't you want your legacy to last? Don't you want to be around to see some of the work that you did? And I am so honored and grateful to be able to bring you these messages. You know, part of my prayer for what the future is bringing is God tell me what to do next. Just tell me what to do next. So as you watch the what to do next, the unfolding of how the information is brought, it's all unfolding and it's all new. So don't come late thinking we just gonna be listening to music all day. Because there will be words. There will be words. There will be words. So, legacy and legacy building is what we've been talking about. But when you hear people say the word legacy, sometimes the only thing we immediately think about is money and property and businesses and investments or what they leave in a will. But today, I want you to think a little bit differently. And what if the greatest legacy that you leave behind is who you become while you're here? Because the truth is, without health, there is no wealth. Without energy, there's no vision. Without vitality, there's no endurance. Without wellness, it becomes difficult to fulfill the purpose that you've been called to live. You gotta be able to get up and move. You gotta be able to think a little bit. You gotta be able to do some things. You know, before I got this nice role that I'm in to be able to talk and to be called a holistic healer, um, I'm just a person who healed myself, me and God. You know, anybody who is in any position, most of the time, the position that they're in, that they now teach from, it comes from experience. It comes from them learning how to take care of themselves first after leaving themselves out for a long time. And eventually your body says, hey, 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 hold up, hold on, Slim. What about me? You just gonna leave me out here? Oh, willy-nilly. So really all I am is someone who healed myself from heart disease. I'm living proof that transformation is possible when we understand the connection between mind, body, and soul. Health isn't just part of your legacy. Health is the foundation of your legacy. Every dream you ever had, every goal you've ever written down, every person you ever wanted to impact requires one thing, and that's you. You being present, you being healthy, you being strong, you being focused, you being alive. When we study successful people, we always and often admire their results. We admire their business, we admire their lifestyle, we admire their influence, but we don't always notice the habits behind the success. Great legacies aren't built by accident, they're built one healthy choice at a time. Because every decision you make today becomes a story someone else will tell about your life tomorrow. When I look at Tony Robbins, Myron Golden, if you listen to them, they will talk to you about their health. Yes, they have built multi billions of dollars of business, but the thing they talk about is their health. I heard them both say two different things, the same thing for two different things. Tony Robbins was talking about his shoulder and how his shoulder was bothering him, and every doctor he saw said he was going to need surgery. And he just was like, and they talked about the downtime and all. He said that just didn't fit into my lifestyle. So what he did was got stem cell treatment for his shoulder. And in a matter of weeks, his shoulder was back in place. Now understand that some of these modalities are not cheap and are not covered by insurance. So you need to be rich. And then I heard Myron Golden just last week talk about the same thing with his back, getting stem cell treatment for it. But then they also talk about Tony Robbins has a whole regimen. He gets in a cold plunge every morning. He is eating healthy, drinking juice, taking supplements. Myron Golden too. He's like, I'm 62 now. I could work out. I could do stuff. So don't just listen to the business people when they're talking about business. Listen to them when they are talking about how they maintain the one thing that the world wants to see is them. You want to hear them speak and tell you how they've done. But the thing that they know that is important is they have to be present. They have to be healthy. They have to be strong. They have to be focused. They have to be alive. Myra Golden was talking about how his daughter runs his business and his brother does something else in his business. And he said, all I want to do is go on YouTube and make content. I really don't want to do all that other stuff. He is forward, forward facing his business. So don't just admire the business, don't just admire the lifestyle, don't just admire the influence, but notice the habits behind the success. And everywhere they go, even Eric Thomas talks about 3 a.m. every day. Where he at? Working out. Don't matter what time zone he in, he working out. His body gonna wake him up and say, "We work out now," and then he gets up and do it. First of all, you start talking about you want to travel the world. Travel is taxing on the body. Changing time zones is taxing on the body. Eric Thomas said he woke up and when he called his family, they was in yesterday and he was in tomorrow. It was the first where he was at, but it was the 31st where his people was at. He said, I'm talking to y'all yesterday. He said, man, this is crazy. I'm in the future. Great legacies are not built by accident. They're built by one healthy choice at a time. Because every decision you make, whether you choose the apple or the chips, whether you choose the steak or the fish, whether you choose the chicken or the lamb, whether you choose the potatoes or the Brussels sprouts, all of those decisions will impact your very health. And whether you choose to sit on the couch or go for a walk, or whether you choose to sit on the couch and jump up and run in place, get your jump rope and jump, your body will start to become what you allow it to become. Think about think about your body right now. Think about your body right now. It's the only home you will live in every single day of your life. You can buy another car, you can buy another house, you can even start another career, but you only got one body, one heart, one brain, one nervous system, one life. It is a part of the legacy you build. So, how are you building legacy without building your body? You're building legacy without eating right. You're building your legacy without exercise. And I see it. Go on YouTube, find some of your favorite influencers, find some of the people that's doing the most talking. And I can tell you that a percentage of them will present very unhealthy. Overweight is the first thing that you see. And I often ask myself, how is it that that is acceptable to you when you are speaking to masses of people? You got to work on that too. That got to be part of the development. Because what are you showing me? You showing me, yes, I can make all this money, but I'm going to be 300 pounds and my heart is going to be in trouble. And one day I could have a heart attack, but I'm just going to keep on making money. It all has got to work together. And at first I thought, man, am I just being judgmental or no, I'm absolutely concerned that this person is on stage, they walking back and forth and they can't catch their breath for talking and walking. And then they say something like, can y'all bring me a chair? And they put a chair on stage so they could talk from stage. I've seen this happen. This is the only body you get. How will you treat it? It's the only home that you have. Somewhat, me, I'm someone who had to rebuild my own body from the inside out. I learned firsthand that healing is possible when we begin to understand that we are not separate parts, we are one connected system. Absolutely, Nick. Nick said she started seeing that herself when she started her own weight loss journey. And you do notice the visuals and how you show up. And listen, I'm not the only person looking at you. I'm not the only person, and people are going to judge your appearance, period. Especially when you stand as an authority. The concern be real. There's an influencer. He teaches about and credit and just all around financial health. And I don't know what happened or who said what or who did what. I think when he tells his story, he said he looked at his counterparts. His name is Marcus Barney. His brand is called Recession Proof. If you look at Marcus's stuff from like 2021, 2022, Marcus was probably like 350 easy because he's tall, he's a man. But go look at Marcus now. Marcus might be 200 pounds, but he all lean and he all muscle. He realized that the amount of work that he was doing and what was required him to focus on his body because of how much he was doing, how much travel he was doing, how many stages he was on. He was like, man, I got to get this together. Understand that the greatest investment account you'll ever have is your own health. And unlike so many of the other investments that we will make with our money, this one pays dividends every single day. When you eat well, your mind becomes clearer. When you sleep well, the decisions become wiser. When you move your body, your confidence grows. When your stress is managed, your relationships improve. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. Louise Hay teaches that the body is deeply connected in our emotional world. Heart disease is often linked to heartbreak. I know because I lived that. Diabetes can reflect the feeling of what's the use or lack of sweetness in my life. High blood pressure can be tied to unresolved emotional issues. Constipation can reflect the holding on to something that we need to release. These are not just physical conditions, they are messages from the body. And Dr. Bradley Nelson reminds us that emotions are stored in the body, and when we release them, we can create a space for healing. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. Mind, body, and spirit intertwined. And when you think about what we've been doing here for now 1,652 days here in the law of attraction, it's connected to like attracts like. And we understand that our thoughts carry energy, our emotions carry energy, our beliefs carry energy, but so does the physical body. Our body is an energetic instrument. And when you're constantly exhausted, overwhelmed, neglecting yourself, operating from depletion, it's difficult to consistently protect the energy of abundance. How you gonna work on abundance and you tired? You can't wake up. You can't find yourself in the spaces that you need to be in because you overwhelmed. The thoughts of being overwhelmed and operating in depletion don't work. Can't attract abundance that way. See, we've been talking about the law of attraction since December 21st, 2021. Team no days off, 7 days a week. That's what we doing. But some of your abundance is being blocked because you're tired. You ain't got time to write no vision and make it plain. You need a nap. You can't breathe good when you walk a flight of steps. Somebody say, come on, let's go to the mall. Like, girl, how long are we going to be walking around in there? Because that's like walking miles and miles and miles. And don't go to one store, like something, and then go 14 stores away. And then you're like, man, I really like the other one, but I don't feel like walking back there. It's a part of it. It's a part of it. It's a part of it. If you don't take care of your body, it's going to be difficult to consistently project the energy of abundance. It's going to be difficult to visualize clearly. It's going to be difficult to stay emotionally resilient. And when you're tired and you're not where you need to be, mentally and physically, it's going to be difficult to notice the opportunities. You're going to miss the opportunities because you're tired. Your body and mind are all partners. And when one suffers, the other one follows. When one flourishes, though, the other one becomes stronger. Manifestation is more than your vision board. It's more than affirmations. It's more than positive thinking. Manifestation is becoming the person who is prepared to receive what you've been asking for. Ask yourself, if everything I prayed for arrived tomorrow, would my health allow me to enjoy it? If my business doubled overnight, would I have the energy to fulfill all the orders? Would I have the energy to do all of the things that's required for this business that I'm asking for? If I got 20 new customers today, could I schedule them in my calendar and be able to take care of them back to back to back to back? If the opportunity of a lifetime appeared, would I be physically prepared? You know, some of these influencers and stars that we know, and you see them on your favorite podcast, on your favorite TV show. A lot of them is getting up at 3 in the morning for call times at 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. I know, I've been on them. Listen, we trying to record um 7 people today. Your call time is 5 a.m. And they talking like it's 5 in the afternoon. Or some of them are working in the wee hours in the morning because some of them got other things that they're responsible for. So that's the only time they can do it. And when you start doing things and you realize how some of these happen behind the scenes, you're like, what now? Well, when I'm asleep, we working now. We putting in the work right now. So all of you is important. Not just your thoughts, not just what you write, but your physical body. Your physical body as an energetic instrument. And when you're constantly exhausted, it's difficult to project the energy of abundance. And you need to be putting that abundance energy out to bring abundance back to you. Can't visualize clearly if you don't feel well. Can't stay emotionally resilient if you don't feel well. How are you going to see the opportunity when you're tired? You're not even looking for the opportunity when you're tired. You just want to go lay down. Fix your partnership with your mind and your mind and your body. They have to match. So that when your mind is flourishing with all your amazing ideas, that the body is becoming stronger. And maybe there is some things that you need to work through. Maybe some things that you need to work out with your body, but it's okay. It starts with the first step because you just start. Make the appointment. Decide what you're going to change in your diet. And everything is not built overnight. You didn't get there overnight. You're not going to get out of it overnight. But in order to be great, you got to start. How it go? You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Got to start somewhere. And I look at some of the people, and we have so many examples of people who have decided. See, it costs just as much to be unhealthy as it does to be healthy. It all you're doing is redirecting your money for the kind of food that you buy. I went from buying, listen, let me tell you my favorite chips. My favorite chips is any kettle cooked jalapeno chip. And if you give me the bag, I'm gonna eat the whole thing. And you know why I'm gonna eat the whole thing? Because all the chemicals in the bag make you think that you need to eat all of it. And then you do. So I have swapped that out with some blue corn tortilla chips. I learned how to make my own pico de gallo, and that is so much better. And I love me some chocolate cake now, y'all. Now some chocolate cake comes is on and popping. However, I have learned that if I have some this vanilla Greek yogurt by Noosa, and I add some blueberries or some strawberries or pineapple or watermelon, whatever it is that I have, that same sweetness that I was looking for in the cake, I get it from that. So I'm going to make the choices that I need as a 61-year-old woman that want to live a long, long time. I heard Jennifer Lewis said, I got 30 more summers. I'm not about to waste them. We don't know how many summers we got left. But I'd be doggone if I'm going to waste them being sick. That's not no fun. Ask yourself, are you ready? Hi, fun. Do you have the energy? Would you have the energy? Would I be physically prepared for everything that God has given me? Sometimes we're asking for bigger blessings while ignoring the body that's supposed to carry it. Sometimes we're asking for a bigger blessing while ignoring the body that's supposed to carry it. Your health is also your emotional health. Some people eat healthy but carry bitterness. Are you mad? Are you angry all the time? Some people exercise faithfully but live in constant anxiety. Oh, my anxiety is just through the roof. Some people appear physically fit while carrying all these emotional wounds that they have not dealt with. True wellness is whole person wellness. True legacy that you are building needs to be built on the healthy you, mind, body, and spirit. The true wellness of a whole person wellness is physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual, it's financial, it's relational. They all influence one another. And when I speak about this healing, I speak from my own experience. I had to learn that my body was communicating with me, and I had to learn to listen to it, to release and to heal. Man, some of the stuff that y'all hold on to, that, let me not say y'all, we hold on to. Hold it in your heart, and then your heart aches. Y'all better release those people. I remember asking my mom one time, I said, "You got 9 kids. We all got husbands and kids, and you got all these people that you worry about." She said, "Who said I worry about y'all?" She said, "First of all, no news is good news." It's the first thing she said. I said, "Oh, mom, that's good. That's good. No news is good news." And the second thing she said was, "God gave you to me, and I gave y'all back to God. So I don't worry about y'all." I'm like, "Oh, that's so good." When I tell you, now as a mother and grandmother myself, my mother's words sing so loud in my head every time I think about one of my kids or one of my grandchildren. No news is good news. Nobody ain't called me and said nothing. Must be all right. I'm good with that. And God, just as much as I am your child, so are my children. And just as sweetly as you gave them to me, I graciously give them back to you. So understand how important it is to lean into your health just as much, hey Ra, as much as you lean into the building of your business. Are you ready if it arrives tomorrow? Is your true wellness as a whole person together for your dreams to come through? Legacy isn't just what you own. Legacy is what you model. Children don't become what we tell them. They often become what they see. If they see resilience, they learn resilience. If they see discipline, they learn discipline. If they see self respect, they learn self respect. If they see someone honoring their health, they learn that their own health matters too. Your habits today become someone else's inheritance tomorrow. Many people say, "I don't got time to take care of myself." But then the question becomes, do you have time not to? Do you have time not to? Because illness often demands more time than prevention ever would. 5 minutes of stretching, a 30-minute walk, drinking more water, preparing healthier meals, taking time to breathe, getting enough sleep. These aren't interruptions, they're investments. The same way you put $5 in your Chase investment account, your Fidelity investment account, the same way you put money in your insurance policies, is the same investment that you make every time you drink 8 glasses of water. Think about nature. Trees don't produce overnight, they don't produce fruit overnight. It develops deep roots first. Your health is your root system. Purpose is the trunk. Character forms the branches, and your service becomes the fruit. Legacy becomes the seeds that continue growing long after you are gone. But, if the roots are weak, your health, everything above them becomes vulnerable. One of the greatest forms of self love is self care. And not from vanity, from stewardship. This is the one body God gave to you. It is stewardship to take care of that. You say, I'm a good steward of my money, but are you a good steward of your body? It isn't just simply something you own. It's something you've been entrusted to care for, just like everything else in your life. Your body is yours, and God has given it to you to care for, and that changes everything. When you realize that your body is given to you to take care of, instead of asking, what do I feel like eating? Let's begin asking, what does my body need? Instead of asking, when will I exercise? Say, I honor myself enough to move. Instead of seeing healthy habits as punishment, begin to see them as gratitude because you can do it. Some people can't. The law of attraction teaches us that gratitude amplifies abundance. So imagine beginning each day with a gratitude for your body, even if it's healing, even if it's changing, even if it isn't imperfect. Gratitude shifts your focus from limitation to possibility, and possibility creates momentum. Let's also remember this: stress is contagious, peace is contagious too. Negativity spreads, but so does hope. Energy transfers. People don't simply hear your words, they experience your presence. That's why protecting your peace is protecting your purpose. Protect your sleep, protect your joy, protect your boundaries, protect your mind. Not because you're selfish, because you're responsible for the energy you bring to every room. There's a difference between being busy and being productive. Many people wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, but burnt out is not success. Constant overwhelm is not a trophy. True success includes peace. It includes health. It includes meaningful relationships. It includes time to laugh, to rest, to love, to live. Here's something that I learned: small choices create extraordinary lives. One healthy meal, one encouraging thought, one walk, one glass of water, one good night's sleep, one act of forgiveness, one positive conversation, one decision repeated consistently becomes a lifestyle. Lifestyle becomes identity. Identity becomes legacy. Imagine your future self standing in front of you today. What would you thank them for? What would you thank you for working harder? Would they thank you for working harder? Or would they thank you for finally taking care of yourself? Would your future self thank you for another late night? Or would they thank you for protecting your health? Would they thank you for another excuse or another healthy choice? Your future is being created by today's decision. Here's a thought that I want to leave you with. Your greatest manifestation isn't simply attracting a beautiful life, it's becoming the kind of person who can sustain it. Health allows you to enjoy your blessing. Health allows you to serve longer. Health allows you to love deeper. Health allows you to think clearer. Health allows you to leave a legacy that extends far beyond your lifetime. So today, I invite you to make a commitment. Choose one healthier habit, choose one healthier thought, choose one healthier conversation, choose one healthier decision. Not because perfection is required, but because progress creates momentum, and momentum creates transformation. Remember, your health influences your mindset. Your mindset influences your choices. Your choices shape your habits. Your habits build character. Your character creates your legacy, and your legacy becomes the gift you leave the world. May each of us build a legacy that is not only measured by what we accumulated, but by the health, hope, love, wisdom, and positive energy we share with others. Because the richest person in the room is not always the one with the most money, it's often the one with the greatest health, the deepest peace, the strongest purpose, and the biggest heart. Take care of your body, protect your mind, feed your spirit, honor your purpose, build your legacy. May your health continue to be the foundation upon which every dream, every blessing, and every legacy is built. Point blank period at the end. Point blank period at the end. Point blank period at the end. Ooh, baby, health is wealth, honey. And I'm just telling you, when I say meet me in Greece on Friday, when I say we going to the wall of China, you know it's like 3,000 steps up that thing. And if your health ain't right, where you going? You're gonna be sitting at the bottom waiting for the rest of us to come back. Clearly, God has a plan. And because of how the plan is unfolding, so are we. So keep showing up, keep doing the things, keep being who you are, but the best versions of yourself. I'm so grateful and so thankful for each and every one of you. I thank you so much for allowing me to share some thoughts with you this wonderful, beautiful morning. Does anybody have anything they want to add before we go? Yes, no, maybe so. Oh, it's quiet, it's quiet, it's quiet in the gallery. Ooh.
Love you, Darlena. I got to put food on the table. Have a
Oh,
wonderful day.
you too, darling. I appreciate you so much.
Health is wealth.
Yes, it is.
You can't do anything. All this that we are accomplishing, our goals, setting our goals and everything. If you are not healthy, guess what? You're not going to even be able to do it. So I definitely received your message this morning. Yeah,
So happy. I'm so
very
happy.
nice. Thank you.
It, it seems like you're talking about my whole business plan. Um, we will talk later, but one of the things that I am grateful for is that I have found this group,
Yes.
and my whole business, Garden for Wellness, is based on all of the things that you've said,
Mhm.
and it starts with a conversation about what is health.
Absolutely.
Most of us have a distorted vision, a version, understanding of what is health in these days. We don't even understand uh, what they are putting into our food.
Mm. Honey.
And, the more I study, the more I realize that I can't just tell people about supplements.
Oh no.
I went to the store yesterday, and they had two things in the whole store that were organic. And it's in a definitely food desert neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to the guy that was putting up the produce, they're killing us. And he just kind of laughed it off. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he was putting up the produce. I said, you don't have one vegetable in here that is organic? And he said, well, I could go to Whole Foods. Yes, I could, but how many miles away is that?
Yeah.
And this store was on my way to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped in there to get a salad so that I could take something to work.
Yeah.
Because I know at work they don't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
The kids think snacks are Cheetos.
Yes, of course. So, it is going to be important to bring that education in every space that you're in. People don't change because they heard something once. They change when they hear it over and over and over. My mother said it, my grandma said it, now my teacher's saying it, now Miss Willette is saying it, and it's a constant dripping of things. And people really change when they get a diagnosis. It's a shame that that's the way it works, but that's kind of the way it works. And when it comes to food deserts and things like that, our job is to work with the things that we have, unfortunately. Um, and I would say uh, inorganic fruit, depending on what it is, there's a list called the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. Look that up.
Right,
The Dirty
right.
Dozen and the Clean 15. So when you look up the Dirty Dozen says you can't eat that even it has to be organic.
Yes.
And then the Clean 15 is like ones that you can have that may not be organic. So
Right.
once you have the education, you'll know what you can get in a place like that versus a Whole Foods and all that. And right now, Whole Foods ain't even safe.
Oh
There's
no, you got to read and you have to
so much
look.
stuff in Whole Foods now is so genetically modified. There's a lot of bioengineered things in there. So you have to be very diligent. The thing that I tell people too is to download the app YUKA. It's called Yuka. And it's funny because when I'm in the grocery store and I'm scanning things, people say, "You work here?" I'm like, "Oh no, I'm scanning my stuff to see if this is good or whatever." And I end up showing at least one person every time I go because they're like, "What you doing?" Because when you scan, it beeps and it will tell you on a scale of 1 to 100 how healthy a thing is, and it'll tell you about what in that thing that you scanned. It will tell you what about it is unhealthy. It'll tell you that it has genetically modified. It'll tell you that it has phosphates or whatever it is. It has stuff in it that's not good for you, and then it will give you a list of things that you can use instead. And a lot of times when I see my friends eating different things, one of my friends got on with this one drink, and I said, I don't think the last time I looked at it, I don't think it was good. So I would then scan the Yuka, screenshot it, and send it to them with the replacements. And they're like, man, I thought I was doing something good. But it's all about education and you being that light that people need to hear from and know. And then people will start to check in with you when they know that about you. Because my friend's like, oh, I wanted to try this, but is it good? I'm like, no. And just like there's Yuka, there's another app called EWG. And that app scans like soaps and hair products and things like that. So you can see what's in that as well. So the protections are out there. The thing is, we just need to use them.
Right.
I am
And that's why it starts with conversation. So I'll be going to the senior citizens meetings and going to different churches and talking to them. It's like, let's just have a conversation. They said, oh, bring in a workshop. What is it all about? I said, no, we just need to start with a conversation because there are, what did you just say this morning about choices, small choices?
Mhm.
That's how we're going to make the difference because we cannot change everything about our habits overnight, but we also cannot change everything about what we're exposed to. And we're exposed to more than 250 toxins every day because we don't know about the things they put in the soaps, the things they put in the shampoos, and why we shouldn't even be using toothpaste because of the things they put in it.
Absolutely. Well,
So
I appreciate you, Willette. And I know that when you put your workshop together, we will all be up front and center to hear all of the amazing things that you have learned for you to share with us. And I'm just extremely grateful that it's more than just me talking. It's been me just talking for a long time. So I thank you, Willette, for all that you bring. So with that being said, you guys, have an amazing day on purpose. Pray for yourself today. Pray for those around you today. And I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same